So Kevin De Bruyne leads the entire Man City squad in assists this season. Nothing out of the ordinary, right?
Wrong.
Now usually that would be pretty normal, except that Kevin's only played a total of 12 games for 598 minutes this season. For comparison, City's next best playmaker is Julian Alvarez with 11 assists, but at time of recording he's played in 38 games for 2,682 minutes, which is triple the amount of games De Bruyne has played in and 5 times his amount of minutes. Believe it or not, the Belgian is also 1 assist away from tying Lionel Messi's assist total for the last 10 years, and you don't get compared to the greatest player of all time without entering a similar conversation yourself. And with names like Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard chronically attached to Kevin's hip, it begs the question, is Kevin De Bruyne already the midfield GOAT? Welcome back, guys. You're watching the Sideline Starters, and my name is Andy, first team all sideline. Before we start, let me just clarify we're only talking Premier League midfield GOATs here. Now with that out of the way, let's get started. When comparing players across generations, the first thing fans tend to do is compare their respective trophy cabinets. And while football is obviously a team game first and foremost, I'd be lying if I said the trophies didn't matter in these types of conversations. So let's compare Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard's trophy haul with De Bruyne's as objectively as we can, starting with the Premier League. Now you would think that never winning a Premier League title across a 17-year career with Liverpool would disqualify Gerrard from GOAT conversations, but the fact that he's still one of the first names in the debate is a testament to just how incredible he was as a player. His greatness isn't defined by that trophy, but rather elevated in spite of it. Frank Lampard, on the other hand, has the silverware to match his greatness, winning 3 league titles during his time with Chelsea, and breaking the 2-horse race between Fergie's United and the invincible Arsenal. Now, Frank amassed these trophies across a 13-year tenure with the Blues, which actually makes De Bruyne's trophy haul even more impressive than I could have imagined. In just 10 seasons with Man City, De Bruyne has won 5 Premier League titles, which means that half of his domestic seasons have ended with him lifting silverware. That's the type of thing we used to do back in FIFA career mode, while this guy's here doing it in real life. Not to mention that Man City are currently in the middle of another title race, and if they do what they always do come April and May, De Bruyne might just finish the season with double the Premier League titles Lampard has, and 6 more than Stevie. And that's without mentioning European silverware. All 3 of them have Champions League winners medals that are legendary in their own right. Gerrard single-handedly started Liverpool's comeback from a 3-0 deficit against a Milan side that had world-class players in every position. Lampard faced an equally impressive side in 2012 when his Blues beat Bayern Munich in their own backyard to win Chelsea's first European Cup, while De Bruyne's winners medal last season against Inter Milan secured the first treble-winning season by an English team in over 20 years. Now, Kevin's critics would remind you that he was subbed off half an hour into the final due to injury, a deja vu to when he broke his orbital bone in the Champions League final City lost against Chelsea back in 2021. But does that really make De Bruyne a worse footballer, a worse player? Does that really impact how we perceive his greatness? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Either way, if we take all their Premier League titles and European victories into account, and then add FA Cups and League Cups into the mix, De Bruyne easily runs away with the more impressive trophy haul. But trophies aren't everything. Paul Scholes, for example, has 11 Premier League titles to his name, and while I'm sure United fans are furious that I haven't included him in this conversation, the fact that Scholes isn't unanimously regarded as the midfield GOAT is proof that we can't just judge based off silverware. Ironically, sometimes we just need to take a closer look at what we see. I'm just gonna say it, Kevin De Bruyne is the single best passer of the football we've ever seen. I know Gerrard could ping long balls with the best of them, and Lampard is criminally underrated as a provider, but De Bruyne is he's just something else. I've never seen a footballer manipulate the spin of a ball across distance as effectively and diversely as Kevin has over a consistent period of time. He can lift the ball over everyone's head until it finds its target at the far post, or smash a low cross to find the near post. He can frequently replicate those techniques on orthodox set pieces, as well as creative crossing scenarios worked on in training, or just straight up cut through the middle of a back line without hesitation. But there's a clip here I want to break down that encapsulates De Bruyne's vision. Firstly, he scans the field twice to spot a potential target. Then he drops into a position to receive the ball, does another scan to confirm his target, and then on his first touch whips in a cross that'll beat 5 defenders on its way to a run that no one else in the league would have seen coming. Oh, and by the way, that clip was from 5 years ago, and you'll be able to find dozens more just like it. And I'd argue that true dominance comes when your opponent knows exactly what's coming and still can't stop it anyway. Mind you, we haven't even mentioned his goal scoring yet. Now, he's no Frank Lampard Lampard in terms of his pure goal output, but then again, who is? And Steven Gerrard is objectively a better distance shooter than he is, but De Bruyne's finishing ability is still world class, with his long shots at the edge of the box becoming a trademark at this point, as he showcases pinpoint placement time and time again, as if he's passing the ball into the back of the net rather than shooting it. Now in possession, you could say that De Bruyne carries the football with less strength and aggression than Lampard and Gerrard did, but I'd counter that Kevin carries the ball with more composure and control. The key attributes you need is the focal point of a Guardiola system that dominates world football, and talent that results in some of the best possible possession percentiles across Europe's top 5 leagues, which is why I think we aren't just watching the best midfielder in the world. I suspect we're in the presence of the greatest midfielder to ever play in the Premier League.